Yeah, I finally found out how to get out of here. I was like thinking, I was like, no, it's fine. I was just like, why am I going in circles?
Yeah, for a second I was like, okay, like I'm not sure if you like wanted to like warm up or something, or like, wow, dude, that person just drove into the other lane.
So did this one. Yeah, I definitely should get a dash cam to add on top of this.
I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Yeah.
Hey everybody, this is Samuel Lin. I am your local freelance multifaceted specialist.
Wow.
And
Wow.
this is
my name is Julia Chow, aka X Blue Apples. I am a producer at Just Kidding Films, but I also do other things in that company, but mainly just producer. Yeah.
this is a new vlog based on traffic here in LA. You know, a lot of the time we're stuck here in traffic and we go pretty insane, you know, road rage, etc. I mean, I think the term road rage came from LA traffic, honestly.
Oh, that's how I feel like. Yeah, I think
Right.
specifically just in LA, because I have family members up in NorCal and Northern California, and I was driving up there and everything is so much chiller. Like everything's a lot more calm. People are just driving over like average 70 miles per hour, and like people had a lot of distance in between them. So it's like it was something unusual for me, but after being up there for a week, I kind of adapted to that lifestyle, so that by the time
back here.
Yeah, so by the time I started driving back down, I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh, this is what other people feel like when they're driving in LA. Yeah. And then, but like, I mean, immediately, like, because I've been living in LA all my life, that like nothing changed. And like, I think I was more appalled at myself for being like, how
This is okay.
how the hell did you change your mindset into thinking that it was okay to drive the way that you were driving? But I mean, at the same time, I just felt like it was appropriate when you're up in NorCal. 'Cause
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
if you're the crazy driver up there, you're bound to be the one to cause accidents.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I know that a lot of us, like, whenever we're going anywhere, let's say like from here on a weekday, like at 8 a.m., like to get to work from here to downtown LA, that would probably be like roughly 1 to 2 hours, leading closer to 2 hours, right?
Depending where in LA you go to, because because if you're more towards like what downtown LA is, where there's like Little Tokyo, and then there's like, I mean, I would say K-Town too, but I feel like in that area it can be about 45, like the fastest maybe 45 minutes, and then at most maybe an hour 30. Depending on what part you go. But I mean, if you go further, like into Beverly Hills or
even
Hollywood,
West LA would be terrible to get to from here.
Then that would probably be like 2 hours.
Yeah. So I realized that when I was driving and I had like a passenger, like in order to keep myself sane, all right, I would end up we'd end up talking about some pretty deep stuff, and I figured like this is lost productivity because we will forget exactly what we talk about just because we were talking about it to stay sane. But there's some pretty like good topics. So in that note, the theme of this vlog exactly is for me to invite a guest, and today you're that guest. Is to invite a guest and tell them a certain topic, kind of a vague topic, a general topic, and see what their take is on it and what they would like to speak on it, and versus my own, we don't discuss what each is going to talk about or what their stance on it is, but we're able to talk about it as and see two different perspectives.
Oh yeah.
So the topic that we picked was people pleasing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's right there. I think for me it's kind of hard to say because I feel like it goes into your personality and whether you care or not, honestly. And I think people who don't have a lot of confidence or just low self-esteem, they want to be liked by everybody. So you do as much as you can to gain recognition and to gain that title of like, oh, this person is a cool person because of A, B, and C. Like they help out, or they're willing to do this, or things like that. And I feel like that all just stems from wanting to just be liked. Yeah.
It can roll into many different circles.
Yeah,
that's kind of why I wanted to touch on that, because it's like, I think that it's very big in business. For example, if you work for a boss, and like you'll do above and beyond just so you'll get noticed.
Yes.
Or I've even heard of bosses doing that for their employees just because they want to be liked by their employees.
Right.
Right. But that's definitely an insecurity problem, right? Like,
I mean, do you think so, or do you think it's just them setting the example?
Maybe.
Of like the company culture.
Of like, oh, you should all treat each other like this. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like they could be very genuine about it. At that time, it's kind of like people would just be like, well, I mean, you can't please everyone. You can't make everyone happy with what you do, you know? And it's like everyone's gonna have their own opinions.
Yeah.
About it. You could like please to the people.
Was that something that you struggled with earlier, before, like, you know, younger ages?
In high school, actually.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I was much of a social person. I did have like a small group of friends, but it's just, I think in high school you're just so young and you're still trying to figure out who you are as a person and trying to solidify yourself, right? Your own like identity. I feel like as a high schooler, it's either one or the other, right? Where you go to the far extreme and you just don't give a or either that you try to blend in with everyone else as much as you can so that you don't seem different from everyone.
But even as a high schooler, like if you take just the high school mentality, even those people that look like they don't give a damn, like I feel give a lot of damns.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they do a lot to people please. They upkeep their image to people please, right?
Yeah.
To be like, oh, that's him. He's that cool guy. He has that reputation of being at the best parties or hosting the best parties, etc., etc. Right.
But that's like in the good light though. Somewhere down the line, you're just gonna end up having haters.
Yes.
Regardless of what you do, like no matter how hard you try to make amends and whatnot, like there's gonna be people out there that will not like you for who you are.
There's this quote, I forget who it's by, but it's like if you don't have someone hating on you, like you never stood for anything.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. Or it's like, I think with movies, it's like, oh, if there aren't people like who hate the movie, then it's kind of like, then it's not a good movie. Or no. People say it's like you're successful when you have haters. That's what it is.
Okay.
You're successful when you have haters. So like, I think one of the things that I felt like I got a lot was that my tone is really loud. Even if I were to change up my game.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have to in that aspect.
I mean, regardless, right? Like, if I were to change up my game, right? Like, I feel like there's always still gonna be a hate, right? Where it's just like, oh, she changed, you know, like, she, like, you know, like, oh, she's trying to be this, like, oh, she's so fake now, you know? So it's like, no matter how much you want to change to please people, like,
there's always gonna be a negative reaction.
Yeah, there's always gonna be, because to me, it's like, well, I've been loud all my life. This is how I've been. Like, does it really annoy people? Because I feel like there's only a small percentage of the people that tell me that I'm loud and that I don't do anything, right?
I actually had the opposite problem. When I was growing up, I was the mumbler because the tone of my voice, is so low. Yeah. So it actually takes me more effort to enunciate words, whereas like it's so much easier to just talk like this. Wow. Because it takes a lot less effort. But even the mic is probably not catching me when I talk like that, even though the mic's this far from me.
Wow,
right?
Really?
Yeah. but just in general, like even my own family was like, stop mumbling. I was like, well, I was born with this voice. So I learned to be loud.
Right.
But then I turned menacing. Right? Because I have a low voice, right? And if I'm a low voice with someone who is particularly tall for a Asian, and particularly kind of large, and have a low voice, and then suddenly loud, then I suddenly become scary. Like I've for example, like girls that I've dated before, it's like anytime that I've gotten irritated or anything, they'd be like, "Are you gonna beat me up now?" I was like, "What is this?" Like there's this stereotype that goes on because of a certain look or genetic that I simply can't control.
Okay, so sorry. Like the immediate thought that came into my head was, I don't think stereotypes. I just thought like, and it's no offense, but it's like maybe it's the type of girls you attract. You know,
maybe.
like that.
They're just crazy.
Yeah, like that they think that you're gonna beat them up. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's just like it could just be again personality or a preference thing, but
yeah.
I didn't automatically think stereotype. I just thought like, oh,
they're just crazy.
I think it's just the girls that you're interested in.
That's
and
true.
that you tend to attract or that you tend to be with.
Maybe. Yeah, no, like friends have told me like I always get
do you have like
crazy.
A specific type?
Specific type.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Personal. Specific type. Not. I don't think so, but everyone thinks that I do.
Oh.
Right. So it's just more like like.
So it kind of just
cutesy but fiery. Cutesy but fiery. I think.
Okay.
Is what people would say, and what people would also say is that they're crazy because of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I end up with some problem stuff. I think it's not embrace the image of what you are, but what you know you are, right? Versus what people think you are, and eventually, if you consider like if you continue to be that person, then they'll accept you for who you are and disregard the lies about it.
Yeah, I think that's something that I always have to constantly remind myself because again, like as a person who just wants to strive to be a better version of themselves, you can't help but like read the comments just to see how you can be a better person and like what your weaknesses are. You also have to figure out what is an actual critique and what is just like an opinion.
True.
Because some people like they just state whatever
they just want to have their words out there.
The most common one is, oh, Julia looks so much better with longer hair. And it's kind of like no one really asked you, but like I guess is that supposed to be a compliment? Because I guess I appreciate it, but then at the same time,
I think they are trying to.
Right, but then it's like it's different because it's kind of unwanted, right? I think for me, like if I wasn't able to tell what was critique or what was just someone's opinion, right? I think for me it's like, oh, I look better with long hair. I was like, okay, I'll just keep growing my hair out long. You know, like if I want to be liked, right? If that's what makes me a better like person, then that's something to consider, right? It's like, oh, longer hair makes me look better. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Right? But then at the same time, like I don't see it as a critique. I just see it as an opinion. I feel like what I would consider critique was when I was hosting news, right? Like there's times where I would mix information a lot, or I would like forget something, right? Or I would report it wrong, right? And yeah, I mean like those things, it happens, right? And it's not something that I'm gonna deny and be like, oh yeah, I didn't get enough sleep last night, right?
Yeah.
But like to me, it's like if people say, oh dude, she just reported that whole thing wrong, and to me, I find that as a critique because it's like, oh, I did report that shit wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks for pointing that out. I guess I just need to be more careful or like maybe take better notes or do something, right? Because then to me that's more constructive. Like I know exactly where I need to go to be a better version of myself.
I think that like if you are worried about what is actual critique and actual opinion, I think that you can show it to like a second pair of eyes being like someone that is close to you. And someone that knows you well. Yeah. And so because they have without a doubt, your best interest in mind. Right? So and if they look at this and they're like, no, this this has no basis, or this has no, like, you should just ignore that, then it's something that you can actually take to heart instead of always having to worry about judging it for yourself.
Right.
Right? Like having genuine people around you that aren't there goes my phone. This is a rental car. Yeah. So I'm not completely used to it.
Yeah.
I got in an accident about 3 days ago.
You want to make a left at the light, yeah.
Accident 3 days. Double change. When I got my car back, I got rear-ended. Really hard. It pushed me into a 4-car pileup. And no one's injured. I'm glad that no one's injured as well. At least from what I know, like. I was like checking my body the next day. I'm like, am I like gonna be sore somewhere? Like, you know when you get the shock? Yeah. No, nothing. I'm just like, wow, I'm lucky, because that woman hit me pretty hard. Her airbags deployed, right, and her like engine, like the car's totaled for sure. But it's obvious that the person behind me didn't even brake at all.
Were they not paying attention? Were they?
I'm pretty sure they were. Not that I could tell, right? I saw the car coming. I looked in the rear view. I was like, I saw it coming. I was like, this guy better brake, and did not. Just straight up.
You're a Civic.
Yeah, my poor Civic.
If you guys don't know where we're heading to, we're going to Sip Matcha.
Oh, didn't you have that on your story last week?
Yeah. I'm obsessed with that place. It's so close to me. I'm like crying tears of joy, dude. Like
Sip Matcha.
Yeah,
check it out.
Matcha.
All right, we will be right back. We're back.
Yeah.
We just grabbed Sip Matcha. Right? Which one did you get?
Matcha milk tea with oat milk. It's like so good.
Is that your favorite?
The regular milk is just as fine. I just didn't want something like too creamy. So I decided to go with oat milk.
Yeah, it was my first time visiting this place, and I got the white chocolate one, the white chocolate matcha, which is pretty good. It's a tad on the sweet side, but I should have expected that when I ordered it, right?
Yeah. You know, I never actually ordered the white chocolate because I do like white chocolate, and I know that white chocolate and matcha can go together. But for me, as a drink form, I was like, I don't know how that would taste.
It's called exploring.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
That's what you say when you make mistakes. No, I'm kidding. It's not a mistake.
No. Okay.
I'm definitely gonna come back when I'm next in the area, though.
Good. You should definitely try their ice cream too.
Okay.
But if you want soft served ice cream, where it's just legit ice cream in a soft served form, Drips and Swirls.
Drips and Swirls.
Yeah, that's in K-Town.
Wow, far.
Yeah.
You have definitely explored your dessert spots.
Well, I mean, okay. I mean, my one of my good friends, like he was one of the creators of Drips and Swirls.
Oh, okay.
But like it's really good. I feel like
shameless advertisement.
It is. But like I'm not saying that for all my friends, you know. It's just that like ones that look,
ones that are good.
But you know what though? Fortunately, with all my friends, they've created products that were amazing.
Okay.
So or that are amazing, not were, but that are amazing. So it's kind of hard not to talk about it.
You gotta be proud.
Yeah.
Be proud.
But if someone wanted me to promote something and then I wasn't too hyped about it, I would have a lot of difficulty and be like, look, man, I'm gonna be straight up with you.
Like, no.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
I'm sorry.
That's another form of people pleasing. Getting back on topic, right?
Oh yeah.
When your friends want you to support them, and you do, as a friend, you really do want to support them. And sometimes, like, to support someone is to not just be a yes man. And I feel like a lot of people not slack on that, but a lot of people don't accept that because it's a harder thing to do, to tell them that you think it's terrible.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I think like again, I feel like that's also manipulative of the friend because depending on how the context is and how the conversation goes, right?
Yeah.
But then like if your friend creates a product and like they know that you have a following, they kind of like expected you to help them out with your following.
Got it.
To promote something, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, look, as a friend, I really want to support you, but then at the same time, I think to me it depends on like what their bigger picture is, right?
Do you run into that a lot?
Sometimes I do, and it's like to me it's like I want to support them wholeheartedly, but then at the same time it's just kind of like you're not entitled to my fan base because it's like I am open and I try to be as upfront as I can with my fans, and if it's like a product that I feel like doesn't go well with who I am as a person, right? It's like as if like my friend were to create an alcohol line, right? And I don't drink alcohol, but then I'm promoting
you don't drink
it.
Any alcohol?
I'm allergic to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
like if I drink any form of alcohol, beer, wine, hard liquor, like any form, even just a little bit, like my throat will start closing up.
Oh shit.
So like to me, it's like I'm not one to promote alcohol, so then like for me to promote it out of nowhere, it's just really random, especially if I'm allergic to it. But like if someone were to talk about opening up their own bakery, like people know that I love desserts and they know that I love sweets, right? And so like I feel like it's just natural, right? But if I don't like that place, honestly, it's kind of like a hard sell. But fortunately, no one has opened up a bakery yet. But
okay.
but I mean, like it's just things like that. But I think to me, it's like I don't want my fans to feel like I'm a sellout and I just do things for the sake of things.
Definitely.
So I felt like I had to kind
I don't even consider that selling out though, because you're doing it for your friend. But I guess fans would just see it that way.
Yeah.
Because they don't know your relationship with whoever the owner may be.
I don't know. I feel like your friends aren't your true friends if they feel entitled to, you know, tapping into like your resources, right?
Yeah. Like a lot of people who have any sort of limelight or public eye have struggled with this. Struggle with this, right?
Yeah.
Is there just some image that they know, or that they want to take advantage of, like as far as like the network or the appearance?
Yeah. I mean, and that too. Like I feel like I face that issue with myself too. And I'm thinking like, is it because I care about what what my image is? Is that the reason why I'm not promoting this product, right? Like my Instagram is pretty much, I don't know, I would say it's kind of like my personal diary in the sense of like there's certain landmarks in my life that I want to showcase. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how it quote unquote should be. It's a shitty feeling, but it's good that you think about it, because if you just said yes to everybody, right?
Yeah.
If you just like say yes to everybody, and so because you don't want to displease your friends or your acquaintances, and you want to build those connections, then at the same time it's like you really the connection that you're building is honestly not a very stable one, because it's built on their use of your network. Oh, hi, stray dog.
Oh!
Stray dog.
Oh my gosh!
You're so
Does
cute.
he have a collar?
Is it dirty? It looks really dirty.
He looks really scruffy, but he just seems happy.
Yeah, exactly. Seems just happy.
Aww.
You want to chase after it?
Maybe, but it's just.
Let's do it.
I mean,
as long as like if we can't find him, then he went into a house. Because there's no other cars around. But basically, we saw a stray dog, a cute little dog, and it seems to be just running around on the street. We don't know if it is in any of these houses or if
I think it went into this house. I think it belongs to them.
So it went into a house?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Well,
okay then. Well,
mystery solved.
Yep. We were just trying to make sure it didn't get hit by a car.
Dude, there's a time where an owner was walking her dog leashless, and this dog went into the middle of the road, and there was cars driving, and then like the dog walked right in front of my car, and I immediately stopped, and I was like, are you kidding me? And then like the owner didn't do anything because I think the owner was walking too far ahead. They didn't see what the dog was doing.
Oh my god.
And then so because I stopped and I saw the dog go on the sidewalk, I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Trying to be near you, like leashless is already legal as it is, right? You can get fined, just so you all know, you can get fined a shit ton for walking your dog leashless. But I'm sure a cop will be a lot more lenient if that dog is well trained enough to stay by your heel. As I was saying before, we ran into the dog and the dead end and everything else. I think it's a good thought, is because if you just say yes to everybody, then you know you don't stand for anything. And eventually, like the funny thing about people pleasing is that even no matter how hard you try, a lot of people will look at someone like you or someone like that and just be like, wow, they're just bullied all the time. They do everything for everyone. They're weak, or they have no opinion of their own.
Make a left.
Right. And that, I think that's a pretty huge flaw in that aspect, because like if you don't stand for anything, then or you don't stand for your own principles, then no one's ever going to take you seriously at the end of the day. And I think after all that, it's like it's just a waste of effort at that point. Because I feel like a lot more people will respect you a lot more for voicing your strong opinion. Like sometimes people will not like you for being so strongly opinionated, but if you voice your stance, at least people can understand you.
Yeah. The more as a person, like, you know, you open up to people and they get to know you more, I think the more they can, I guess, determine if they get along with you or not.
True.
Yeah.
True.
If you keep up this fake persona, I feel like that's a lot more tiring. To keep up something that you're not.
Yeah. Just at the end of the day, it's masks. We all wear some masks, but I think the end goal is to get rid of as many masks as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we covered a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, outro. I actually did think of an outro.
Okay.
It's kind of cheesy. With that said,
I'm Julia.
and I am Sam. Please don't serve us eggs and ham.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
Yes.
Set my heart.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in today and hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you guys like this and want to see more of it, be sure to like and subscribe. Also, if you guys have any ideas of topics that you'd like to discuss, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Love you guys and see you next time.